examining what I call its areas of engagement, we can readily appreciate its vast potential for contributing to the reforms in the health sectors. Research. Research and the generation of new knowledge has been a strong tradition in UP Manila. The most significant, and I would say most radical departure from the traditional view of health research came in the 1988 reorganization of UP Manila with the establishment of the Institutes for Socio-Biomedical Research, or ISBMR, the precursor of the National Institutes of Health. In the creation of the ISBMR, the complementary nature of the social sciences and biomedical sciences is recognized and actualized, beginning with the name of the institute and extending into the functional and administrative integration of all the research's activities in the biomedical and social science fields, in an endeavor where the output is primarily for pushing the frontier of knowledge. The wise academic leaders of UP Manila decide that the product must also have social significance and utility. This is a foretaste of the union of excellence and relevance in research, which must be reflected in the research programs of UP Manila in the coming century. Briefly, I will enumerate some of the ongoing research works in the various institutes and center and suggest what and how some of them can be geared to support the reform programs. The Institute of Molecular Biology can develop diagnostic tests that can be produced locally and used under field conditions for the diagnosis of endemic diseases as well as diseases of national importance. The Institute of Child Health and Human Development should be doing research designed to reduce the mortality in this subset of the population. The Institute of Clinical Epidemiology, which is also the Department of Clinical Epidemiology, is under the its areas of engagement, so many researchable areas pertinent to the health reform. The Institute of Health Policy and Development Studies should start in earnest and start a comprehensive study on existing policies as well as policies needed to bring about a system that ensures access to adequate and effective health care services for everyone regardless of capacity to pay. The Institute of Human Genetics should be at the moment concentrating on recruitment of a critical mass of researchers fully competent in the technology of this infant science in anticipation of future needs. The Institute of Ophthalmology should give priority to the development of effective preventive measures that will lower the burden of eye diseases with high prevalence such as cataract, infection of the eyes, and eye complications of systemic diseases. The Institute of Pharmaceutical Science must labor to achieve pharmaceutical sufficiency and security. The Philippine National Ear Institute should continue, it has already started, developing simple technology for the routine testing of hearing loss among children for incorporation to the basic health services for the masses. The College of Dentistry must establish baseline information on the state of dental health in the country, which I think you will agree with me is very deplorable. You look at any picture of a gathering where there are very poor people, half of them or all of them are all toothless at their 30th and 40th year. This is a task that the College of Dentistry must address so that dental health program can be incorporated in basic health services to the nation. Finally, the National Telehealth Center, I think, should start doing some serious work because it's a very strategic unit of the NIH. It should make available to anyone in the country, regardless of geography or time of day, the expertise of the university-based healthcare professionals because it is the technology to do this. Virtually every unit, extension program, virtually every unit has, and this is really going already to closing period, don't be very impatient. Virtually every unit has its own extension program or is involved in one offered by another unit. There is in fact at least 2 university-wide programs. One, the Pahinungod, is a voluntary service program. The other, the Community Health and Development Program, is a formal and official academic activity. The extension programs are powerful instruments for effecting reforms in basic health services, tertiary health care, and human resource for health. While direct service is its flagship activity, the objective should be broader and should include those that are listed in this slide. Networking. UPM has forged many linkages with many sectors over time. It is this extensive network which UPM can access to top resources it does not have to boost its capabilities to respond to the demands of health sector reforms. In exchange, UP Manila should allow the network partners to avail of its considerable technical know-how, research capabilities, conveners experience, organizational ability, and critical evaluation expertise. A few examples will illustrate this capability-enhancing relationship. In health human resource production, UP Manila has partnered with the Department of Health, Department of Interior and Local Government, to establish School of Health Sciences in Tacloban, Baler Aurora, and soon in Cotabato. I think as the network expands, we will see a realization of that professional ahead in mind to be developed in this area that are not essentially what we produce in the College of Medicine. In the pharmaceutical sector, the College of Pharmacy has helped the Bureau of Food and Drug in bioavailability and quality assays, in return for which it has utilized the setup for the utilization of its graduate and undergraduate program. In the fight against tuberculosis, UP Manila academics serve as prime movers, even now, in the National Coalition Against TB, and in the process, acquire valuable experience in disease eradication, which in turn finds its way in teaching and training. Institution building, and this is the last. For the purpose of this talk, I will confine the meaning of institution to facility that houses a unit or activity. I will exclude institution in the sense of custom, relationship, behavioral pattern within the academic community, even if I concede that this is the more substantial meaning of the word institution. I will confine myself to the building, the physical aspect. I see the failure to build or enhance the institution I have in mind as very serious handicaps in UPM's pursuit of relevance and service, as well as its ability to respond to the health sector's reform agenda. The first such institution that has to be expanded, and if possible given a new and adequate home, is the National Institutes of Health. Once this is realized, this will mark the full implementation of the UPM 1988 reorganization plan for research, which is to house under one roof all socio-biomedical researches for the purpose of effective and efficient functional and administrative integration. The second facility is a pharmaceutical plant, an old project offered to us by Japan in the early 90s, which we rejected. Is a facility run by the Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences with the participation of the College of Pharmacy and Medicine and other units in Diliman to carry out drug development from indigenous sources and to provide the expertise and technology for drug quality and biosafety evaluation. Dr. Romualdez told you one of the hindrances of getting good, cheap medicine is because of the inability of BFAD to cope up with the technical demands of quality. That is our needs. Let's go into that. We're very good at that. We have many units doing that. Let's get together under that institute and establish this facility. It makes money. You ask UST. Does UPM Does UPM need, the third facility, and this is a little bit jolting to you, the third facility is an old project because it was offered to us by Rockefeller Foundation in the 1970s. That is the aborted Philippine Medical Center, to be given a new life. This is the University Hospital, a tertiary state-of-the-science and art facility. All right? Does UPM need such a hospital? Seeing that there is already PGH, and in the light of relevance and service too, you might ask, what are you talking about? Highfalutin hospital. You will be excused if you will think I am quite inconsistent, but the answer is yes. We need that hospital. PGH is truly a great general hospital. This reputation is the reason why the overwhelming demand from poor and destitute Filipinos to be treated in PGH not only persists, but continues to escalate. You just go every day in any section if you are not convinced, resulting in perennial shortfall in resources, bottomless pit. This prevents PGH from acquiring and maintaining the technology to be at par with the best hospitals surrounding it. Okay. PGH, therefore, should shed its bipolarity and remain as an excellent service hospital, a fact it should be proud of, since in its very inception, that was the vision of the Creator, a hospital for the Filipino. UPM must build a reasonably sized tertiary medical center, not to compete against St. Luke's or Heart Center and the other health palaces, but to regain and maintain its leadership in excellent tertiary health care. In tandem with PGH, both will fulfill the mission of excellence, leadership, relevance, and service in healthcare. A state-of-the-science and art medical center in UP Manila is neither anachronistic nor anomalous, because what is science now will be art tomorrow. Therefore, the University Hospital functions primarily as a technology, and in the definition of technology, this is an all-inclusive definition, so that that the new hospital will primarily act as a technology innovator and implementer, so that such technologies derived from cutting-edge science can be downloaded to PGH to be standard and routine practices in a general hospital of its type. So there is the complementary nature. In conclusion, therefore, to summarize, prior to 1988, UP Manila derives its vision from a number of sources. The vision is committed to the values of excellence, truth, justice, freedom, leadership, and service to the nation. Overall, in its first 100 years, UPM has largely kept faith with this vision and mission. Due to rapid changes in the life of the nation, UPM faces a different challenge in the next 100 years. As a national university, and given the defined role both in the Philippine Constitution and UP Charter of 2008, took about 18 years in the making, UPM cannot escape the twin demands of relevance and service.